Yo, what is up, guys? It's Dan from Bro Gets Rich. Welcome to my channel where you watch me, a bro, invest my money in the hopes to build wealth and passive income. So today we're going to look at my main public stock portfolio, kind of give you an update, share with you the stocks that I have been buying in this account recently. I'm just going to go through some other stuff, some dividend stuff, and then some overall kind of stock and Bitcoin crypto news. So make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So quick overview on this portfolio. This is only stocks over the course of the last month. So it looks like we bottomed out here October 27th, around 27,500. And as you can see, we're sitting just above 32.5K as of the time that I took this screenshot. Go into too much detail on these positions. If you've watched the channel before, you know most of them, I've added a new one. But regardless, Amazon up 40%. This is total, guys, on the positions. Amazon up 40%. Google up 22.9%. 7%. JEPI, covered call ETF, pretty much flat. Microsoft up 41%. Realty Income, newer position, up almost 0.5%. Down on SCHD. Up on my largest position, which is Tesla, almost 14%. VIG up 2.31%. VOO, which is just S&P 500 index fund, up 12%. And XYLD, another covered call income ETF, we are down 3.77%. So like I said, these are the stocks that I hold in this portfolio, and none of this, of course, is investment advice. So if you don't know, I buy stocks every day in this account. Minimum I'm putting in is about 50. Max typically is like 100 a day, every day the market's open. And then, we haven't had any big down days, it feels like, except, Tesla has its down days, but overall, there hasn't been like a big market swing in the downside. So if that were to happen, I would obviously go a little heavier, but let's share what I've been buying. So I recently have been deciding to add a little bit more Microsoft. It's not as attractive as it was. I remember when it was like $320 not too long ago. Probably should have bit the bullet and bought it there. But if we're looking out in a long-term time horizon and dividend growth, this stock really fits my overall strategy. I think I need to get my position larger. It's the theory of adding to your winners. And also, let's take a look at their dividends. So the starting yield on Microsoft isn't super great, under 1%, but they just upped it to 75 cents quarterly from 68 cents last year. So, or I guess last increase. So pretty sizable dividend increases. And if you scroll back, so it's 2023, right? If you scroll back to, let's say, 2013, when the quarterly distribution was 23 cents, that's like a triple in yield on cost in 10 years. So, if you had bought all of your Microsoft in 2013, your yield on cost for your dividend payment, your cash flow has tripled. So that's kind of what I'm liking to see, if I'm thinking about holding Microsoft for a 10, 20, 30-year period. Is really just holding, getting my capital appreciation, and then long-term dividend growth and cash flow. So adding to my winners, it's not super, sometimes it's not super fun when you could bought Microsoft a couple months ago for $320 or whatever it was. But that's life, baby. Here we are. Next stock I've been adding is Realty Income. Been buying this every day, about $25 a day. Probably buy it every day, all the way until if it gets back up to like $60 or something, then we'll see how big my position is. I don't need to go crazy with this one. It's just, real estate's expensive right now. The stock's kind of been hammered because of rates, and it has a super good starting yield. It was almost 6% a few days ago. So as you can see, I only have $176 worth, up almost just like 0.5% on it. But let's take a look at the dividend. So if you bought the stock today, you get a 5.72% yield. This stock pays monthly, which is not a huge deal, but it feels good when you're first starting out in the cash flow territory of stocks, of dividend stock investing, especially to see some monthly payments. It's a good morale boost. Slow and steady dividend increase. Nothing crazy to see here, nothing wild. pretty modest, but nonetheless, dividends going up and to the right over time, and it provides me a little bit more exposure to real estate at a time when I don't really want to buy any real estate because prices and interest rates are just banana balls. And so I'm going to provide an update on my Robinhood dividend only account that I've been going hard on, $25 a day for a few months. And this is not necessarily a dividend account, but this is pretty cool. This is just like a projection of my dividends. I'll provide this from time to time. I'm not sure how 100% accurate this is, but this account right now is projected to yield $356.12 of annual dividend income. Not all these are dividend stocks. Like you can see, Tesla's my largest position, doesn't pay a dividend. Google is my second largest position. They don't pay a dividend. Amazon's a larger position for now, although some of my dividend stuff's going to start outweighing over time Amazon and Google, which will be good, get this cash flow up. But yeah, pretty cool. We'll just come back, check on this number, every once in a while, just to watch it increase and just compare every few months, video over video for you guys. All right, so the day I'm actually recording this video is the release of the Cybertruck. So I did actually buy a little Tesla stock today because it was down like 1.5%, and just to celebrate the release of the Cybertruck. But I've not really been buying that much Tesla just because it is a big position for me. But regardless, one of my favorite kind of global macro investors and innovation investors, Raul Paul, tweeted this: Tesla is a stunning long-term chart. 2 acceleration points lie ahead at $250 and $275. The stock probably best encapsulates all things exponential age, EV, AI, robotics, renewable energy, and AR. So these are the things you want to be in. Obviously, if you follow my channel, you know me, I invest in a multitude of things. I own real estate, looking to own more residential real estate, dividend stocks, some S&P 500 stuff, Bitcoin, Solana, all that stuff. But Tesla is my biggest equity bet, my biggest single position. And it is because I think if you look at all of the things that they are tackling, EVs, AI, robotics, renewable energy, AR, I'm assuming, I don't even know what it means. Augmented reality, I don't fucking know. But, Tesla has a lot of ramps to grow on for the next 5 to 10 years. They don't see it going to zero. They have $24 billion of cash. So it's an easy long-term hold. Like I said, it's not going to go to zero. So I'm going to hold it for 10 years. And we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll sell some along the way. I'm not getting into politics. I don't even really follow politics anymore. But this is interesting and just good to see if you're a Bitcoiner like myself. I buy Bitcoin every day. I have some automated buys set up, not financial advice, but it's pretty cool. U.S. presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy vows to bring up Bitcoin in the Republican debate. If they don't do it, I will. So he was actually on Natalie Brunell, and I don't know the guy's name, but his channel is What Bitcoin Did. Recently, I haven't watched either one yet. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big politics guy, but I know this guy's one of the kind of front runners in the Republican primary. Young guy. And it's cool to see he's talking about Bitcoin. Like I said, not a political statement either way. And also RFK owns Bitcoin and has been talking about Bitcoin. And that's promising in a time where politics has been pretty fucked up and not super fun to see there's a little bit of fresh air going around. So good for you, Vivek. So I don't have a whole lot of information on this one yet, but Jack Dorsey launched seemingly out of nowhere to me. I mean, I'm pretty up to date in the Bitcoin space. I'm sure some people knew this might have been coming. I know Jack's been talking about the future of Bitcoin mining and securing Bitcoin mining for the long term, but he launched his company, Ocean Mining, to decentralize mining because there's a lot of public miners, and he's probably worried that they could be manipulated and controlled by the government or something along those lines, BlackRock, etc. So he released a video, or Bitcoin Magazine put up a video of this conference they did with Ocean Mining's company. It's like 4.5 hours long. I started to watch it. It's pretty dense technically. So I don't know. Jack Dorsey, He's a legend in the Bitcoin space, and allegedly you might be able to like collateralize your Bitcoin to them and kind of get a piece of the mining. I don't know. Like I said, don't quote me on any of this. I have to do some more research, but very cool if you're a Bitcoiner. And kudos to Jack Dorsey for looking to keep Bitcoin mining decentralized for the long term. So that's it for today's video. Like I said, going to keep chipping away at Microsoft. Buy Realty Income every day up until it hits $60. I'll take that sweet over 5.5% yield. And I think once interest rates start to go down a little bit, which they will eventually, I think Realty Income will have some capital appreciation as well. Still buy little baby dips of Tesla, but really not trying to allocate a whole lot to Tesla. I'm just going to, buy Realty Income every day right now. And then, just kind of swap some money. Maybe one day I'll buy Microsoft, the next day I'll buy VIG, the next day I'll buy SCHD. Been trying to average this XYLD down. It's not a huge position, but, anytime you can average something down is a good idea. So just going to keep chipping away at it. Pretty sore. I'm going to go eat some protein because I'm a bro and I'm trying to get rich. And I did a bunch of push day to day, shoulders and chest, baby. So subscribe to the channel. We'll get rich. And I'll tell you about me lifting weights. Peace.